Maria, we'll just get the cans on. Can you hear us loud and clear?
Yep.
You can. Great. Thanks for coming up. Just first of all, what about those 2 goals?
They were wicked goals.
Wicked. Well,
Yes.
that is the phrase when you've got to be down with the kids. That's a good link into all that you do. Tell us, everybody who's listening tonight, and there's plenty of new listeners there as well, listening around the world, what it is you do with Brentford, because I am one of those fans who's actually humbled by all the hard work you do.
Yeah, I run Junior Bees Football Club. I'm a club secretary. We have 15 teams, including 2 disabled teams. They range from under 7 up to under 20s now. So, and I literally run the club, cut the grass, do the fixtures, sort out kit, the whole lot.
You are one of the old school unsung heroes of football that we have in the old days, and all I can say is when it comes to the vote for the Graham Haynes Awards, this is a lady who I will be voting for, because what you do behind the scenes is fantastic. How did you get into doing this, Maria?
I started off as a parent. I've got 4 boys and a girl, and the 4 boys were playing football. When the oldest one sort of gave up football, the person that was running it sort of left me to run the tuck shop there. And then slowly everyone sort of started disappearing, and I was left to run the whole thing on my own. And I had 4 teams at the time. I took over. I had a big parents meeting and said that, you know, if they wanted the football to carry on, I needed the help to help the football run, for it to carry on. And now we've gone from like the 4 teams to 14 teams in a matter of probably 4 or 5 years.
It's fantastic. So the amount of players you're looking after effectively, I know you have all the coaches of the different teams, which is great. The logistics are a nightmare for you, surely.
Yeah, just slightly, but they're a lovely bunch, and I enjoy what I do. If I didn't, obviously, then I wouldn't do it. 'Cause we're all volunteers as well, which people don't realise, that they think, you know, we get paid, but none of us get paid, neither the coaches nor myself. So we literally do it for the children.
And I'm delighted to say you were recognised for this award for getting Middlesex Secretary of the Year.
Yes, I got that a couple of months ago, which I was quite surprised about, that they awarded me the Middlesex League Club Secretary of the Year. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's a name to look out for, Maria. It is Diaper, isn't it?
Yep.
That's I pronounced it correctly, for all the hard work you do. You look after disabled teams as well.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot of these guys and girls, and it is boys and girls who are playing for the teams. I've seen at the prize presentation, who are less fortunate. It must give them so much to be involved and you know, be part of the club and feel important.
Yes, they're a great bunch.
Great for their self-esteem as well.
Yeah, exactly. We don't train separate either, so they train at the same times of all the other teams, so they feel part of a club. We've got the older team that's been going for a year and a half now. They've really grown. They've just gone into the Middlesex League in the Championship. The younger ones we've just started, which is 4 to 11-year-olds, and we've got 3 that are quite severe autistic, and a couple with like learning difficulties, Down syndrome. They really enjoy it. They just want to be part of like every other child, and it's something that also I try and help out in that group, because then the parents are getting that break. Otherwise, they're not getting the break from the children. So that hour that they're there, they have that break where they can just sit down, have a cup of tea, you know, just chat with adults rather than be running around after their own children.
So anybody who's listening who may have a child who has some learning difficulties.
Yeah, it's learning difficulties, ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, any of it.
Because this is the difference from, say, 30 years ago. These illnesses are, I don't know if I'm being disrespectful to call them that. They are just the issues that some have, others not so lucky. Yeah. So lucky that don't have to suffer. But it's a great way of getting them involved, making them feel part of, and you know, becoming a Brentford representative.
Yeah, that's right, because I've just recently found out my own son, who's 17, has got autism, although I said it years ago. So now, you know, I actually set it up for him, first of all, the club, the group, but he didn't want to do it. He was a bit like, so obviously we kept going. So I've got experience in the autistic ADHD as well, because I've got 3 sons with it. So I do know what it's like to have children with learning difficulties, autism, ADHD. So also they can relate to me. And I've actually helped out a parent recently and finding her some sort of funding and help and short break stuff for her in Ealing Borough, because they don't supply it out there without you sort of looking into it. So it's a nice thing for them to come and have a chat with me, so I actually know what's going on.
And the amount of juniors that you look under for all ages, what age do they start at?
They start actually training at 4 years old. Wow. So we've got a little junior bees that we've got actually one of the under 20 players coaches them. So we're sort of filtering through the club as well for the older ones that are actually now doing coaching.
And it's a great way for the teenagers and so on to get into coaching and
get their badges, and it makes them obviously realise and understand what's actually involved. It's not a matter of just turning up on a Sunday or a Saturday and, you know, kicking a ball around. There's, you know, you have to plan things, you have to make sure things are in place, you have to do risk assessments, and etc. So it's actually good for them. It opens their eyes as well.
Well, it really is quite amazing. I'm very humbled, genuinely, listening to you talking about this, and I hope our listeners, and I'm sure they will be, wherever they're listening to all the hard work you do. And what is really your dream? I know you had quite a long break, because I was trying to book you here for one of the early games. You were away for about a month. I thought you turned into Judith Chalmers when you were on this extended holiday. But I can see with all the hard work you do, is very, very much deserved.
Yeah, I love it. I do enjoy it. So, you know, that break away, although it wasn't a break, so I was still doing stuff while I was abroad, but, you know, I do enjoy it. It's my, you know, my aim is because I've got pitches for the younger groups and the older groups I have to rent out. So my goal in life is actually to get our own ground where we can all be together. So that's my aim. And
where does it go from here for you?
I don't know. I just can't ever see myself not doing it, to be honest. It's just, you know, I think I had one Saturday off, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and the whole thing went, you know, I left things for people to do, and I don't know what it is. You know, you've got to be the right sort of person, I think, to be able to run it. It's all right taking orders, but it's knowing what you're doing. See, I know everything about behind the scenes of football, as well as how to run the club. So it's a
lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of tolerance.
Oh yeah, to a certain extent, and they know.
But I could see by the way the kids all react with you, well, you know, when you had your prize evening, it really is quite something, you know, seeing all the young faces there, and not all in Brentford tops, but a good majority.
I'm converting them.
You are doing a great job there. Yes. So one of poor QPR.
Oh no, we're not having that though.
You're going to have to pull their parents aside and say, look, we need to have a chat.
Don't worry, I've done it.
Because you know, we can all. In the early days, although my dad was very involved here, we used to go along to Queen's Park Rangers in the early days, but fortunately we saw the light.
Yeah, that's it.
Now I rejoice when they lose each week. Don't tell Mark Devon.
Yeah.
But it's great. I just want to thank you on behalf of all the fans, really.
That's all right.
For all that you do for the club, because I know it's not, you know, I've talked to one or two people here, and I don't think everybody's aware of the hard work you do behind the scenes, but I'm sure the ones who do very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you know, I know you've got a few bouquets of flowers and some nice awards on the night for people, but I don't think there's any words can express how much those little faces appreciate what you do. And I think as the years go on, you're going to get a lot of these when they're growing into young men, really coming up to you and saying thanks for all you did for us all those years.
I hope so. So yeah, I enjoy it. So
Brentford season, of course you missed a little bit, but you've come into it. Been impressed with them this season?
Very, very impressed. Goalkeeper, superb. Absolutely superb.
Dan Bentley's made one mistake this season, I think, for the second goal against Wolves. He'll know it's one that he should have done better with, but an absolute find for us. And you'd have to say, you know, if he keeps up his progress at this rate, we're looking at a future England keeper.
Oh,
there.
definitely.
Maybe sooner rather than later as well.
Yeah, I'm afraid it looks like that.
Well, it's
be good for him though. So
exactly, he's a nice lad who's got his feet on the ground, and I think I saw his young lady's partner competed in the Ealing Half Marathon at the weekend. So it's good to see.
I had a couple of the children competed in it as well for football.
It's very, very well run event. Of course, the football community are very involved in a lot of the projects and encouraging all the local activities as well, and very, very big success. Great to see so many people. A lot of Brentford fans I know were involved in that as well. But your thoughts of the second half? Brentford, 2 quick fire goals just on the stroke of half time. Probably didn't see them coming. It was a close game. Reading just hit the post a few seconds before.
I reckon a couple more goals from us.
Yeah. Second half.
I was very shocked about the Reading goalkeeper though, because he is good. He
Yes,
is good.
yeah.
So I was a bit like dubious at first.
But the first goal tonight, as good a move as you'll ever see down here.
Yeah.
Absolute Premier League
definitely,
quality.
quality goal.
Yeah, we're really good. Well, thanks very much,
Thank you
Maria.
very much.
And thank you on behalf of all the fans for all you do. Genuinely
you.
mean that. And I hope fans will be writing to you to thank you for all you do. I'm sure the parents do. But really, you're a name that deserves a little bit more recognition. I know you're a very humble lady, and that's not what you're here for. But I really hope you do get the plaudits which you deserve.
Thank you.
Again.